What the hell are these things? Welcome back. Today we are going to be reviewing and unboxing these DC Artist Alley pieces. Really amazing and really unique pieces for sure from DC Collectibles. I want to thank Sideshow Collectibles for making this review possible today. I'm really excited to get into these things. Now they're all very, very unique. They're all very different and unlike really anything that I've ever seen as a DC and Batman collector. Today we're going to be looking at Killer Croc here. We're also going to be looking at Batman. We're also going to be looking at Two-Face, and of course, my personal favorite, Joker. Now these are unique, and they're also done by artist James Groman. If you're not familiar with his work, a very interesting illustrator. But he is the one that inspired these really different pieces. Again, this is part of the DC Artist Alley, which again, you're gonna get really unique designs from really incredible artists throughout DC and throughout the world. So I'm really excited to tear these in. So I'm gonna break it down with each one and show you the art boxes. Let's do that right now. All right guys, so it's time to look at the close-ups of the boxes, and I wanna show you Killer Croc first. Really great art on the front, and I love the actual illustration by the artist on the side. The back panel does have all the information about the artist and also this series. There are 4 in this series. And then of course we have the artwork with the green and white, and then all the full color on top of all 4. I think that's really cool. So that is Killer Croc. Let me show you Two-Face. Two-Face is up next. Again, really cool. I love the artwork on these. Love the colors. It's very weird and demented. I really like the art direction here. Very different for DC items. Really cool. Let me show you the top again. Very similar. So that is Two-Face. Next up is the man himself, Mr. Batman. Really impressive piece. This one is heavier, I can tell. Again, the artwork on the side from the artist and the information on the back. And of course, the side panel there. And last but not least, there is the top. Again, these are all from DC Collectibles, so very cool there. And then last but not least, the Clown Prince of Crime himself, the Joker. This thing is weird, even to a guy like me. Very interesting with this one. I'm anxious to see what he looks like in person. Can't wait to open him up. But anyway, show you the rest of this box. The side panel. And there he is. Now I know that you did not tune in today to actually see boxes. You want to see the actual item. So I'm going to get these out of here. We're going to unbox them. And then it's going to be time to review them, show you the close-ups. Let's get started. All right, so here we have all of the figures out on the table. Now these, I have to say, are very weird. They are very unique. They're very different. Now this is not going to be a collectible for your normal DC Batman fan, but this is going to be somebody that likes a little bit of oddness. They like a little bit of uniqueness in their collection. This is something that, again, not everybody is going to have in their collection, but if you do have it, it's going to turn some heads. Really unique. Now, first of all, I want to start out by showing you these. These all come with the statues and the boxes. Again, these are made of PVC. They are in a clamshell, so very similar to like a Diamond Select type box where it's got the twist ties. So it's going to keep these protected. Think of these really as high-end figures. That's basically what these are, but they're really great size. But I do want to show you these. So these are almost kind of like a certificate of authenticity. Really neat. They're all hand numbered. Now this one's 1305 out of 3000. So that's really cool. Also Killer Croc 1553 out of 3000. Right there. And next up we have Two-Face 326 out of 3000. So that one's a really good number. And then last but not least, Joker 943 out of 3000. So these are really cool because you can actually have them behind the statue. You can frame these. You can keep them in the box, whatever you want to do. But I do really appreciate these are all hand numbered, and it's, you know, art from the artist. Again, James Groman is an interesting artist. Now this series was basically inspired by comic book conventions and the art that you see. You have Artist Row, but there's also all sorts of other artists that are not necessarily published that you see that are really amazing and have a lot of awesome work. In this case, this is really cool. Now his background is horror. He likes monsters, he likes gore. And so that is what this line is. It's, again, not your typical Batman Joker line. This is a horror line. Now I do want to show you kind of the size here. Again, I'm going to show you these up close. But these are kind of a mashup. It's mashing Killer Croc up with a monster, is basically what that is. Here you see Batman with his big wings. Now this one's really big. You can really see just kind of how massive he is. Really cool figure itself. Again, they have some nice weight to them. Lots of Easter eggs on this guy. I'm going to show you that in just a second. The Joker here, this one is really weird. Really creepy. It's almost reminiscent of the Arkham games, Arkham Asylum, when Joker turns into that mutated version of himself. Again, lots of Easter eggs. And again, this one I think is probably my favorite. This one is the Two-Face. Just really cool. You can see he's holding the grenade. He's sitting on a chair. These are so weird, but they're really cool. And so I want to show you a close-up of them right now, and so you can see all the really cool details. All right, guys, so first up, of course, is the Batman. I just wanted to show you all the details here. Now, obviously, this Batman is incredibly jacked up. He is a monster. But the cool thing about him is he has lots of nice Easter eggs that I wanted to share with you. First of all, you're going to notice the nice coloring. This is almost kind of like an oatmeal type of color. He's very creepy looking, and you can see all the vein work here as well. You're also going to notice the Easter eggs. Like I said, there's going to be a Bane mask here. If you look over here on the side, there's going to be a Riddler hat. And again, I'll show you this a little tiny bit closer. Let me go ahead and move this a little closer to the camera. But you're going to notice the cape draped off his back. These massive wings, you're going to notice a lot of detail with these. Really impressive. Nice sculpting throughout. And again, these are PVC. Move it a little bit closer for you guys here again, just so you can see a little bit of the detail. I'm going to zoom in and show you just a little bit more. Again, nice stitching throughout. Again, all of this is sculpted, but just really neat, and something, again, very different. So if you are a horror fan, if you're a monster fan, this is definitely something I could see you being interested in. Let me show you the back as well again, a little bit closer up. Let me show you those wings. Just, again, something really different, and lots of detail in here. Again, I always appreciate anything like this where there's lots of Easter eggs, but just a cool piece. So anyway, that is Batman, and let me go ahead and I will move on next to the Joker. All right, guys, so here is the Joker, and this one is probably the weirdest of all of them, but yet somehow not. Really neat piece here. Again, this does remind me a lot of the Arkham game, the way that the face is sculpted. You're also going to notice his arm. So here you notice his arm is down here, but at the same time his arm splits off, and Robin is a dead Robin is a finger puppet. So that's very unique as well. Something you definitely have never seen from another DC piece. The actual torso itself here is a Jack-in-the-Box. So I'm going to zoom in on that just so you guys can see a little bit closer what I'm talking about. So again, really interesting that they did that, as he's basically popping out of himself. You have kind of like these Beetlejuice type pans down here below. There's again that Robin skull. Let me see if it'll zoom in for me and focus. Might be a little too close to the camera. There we go. Just really different, right? Of course, the face here you're going to see, very creepy, very intimidating. It has almost kind of a jester type hat. Again, it's like it's a Jack-in-the-Box. So very different. And let me show you the back side here. I'm going to spin him around just a little bit here so you can see the back side of the box right there. And then the other neat part of him is the actual jetpack here. So let me show you a little bit closer up detail of that as well. Again, just another nice area of detail on the side. You don't really notice it as much from the front. Obviously he is on roller skates, so you can see that right here. So that is different. So obviously the jetpack propels him forward. Again, I love this came out of an artist's mind. You know, it's just so different, so incredibly different and unique. Let me zoom back out here so you can see it a little bit better, guys. So Joker, definitely an interesting piece. It might be probably, I guess it might be one of my, maybe not my least favorite, but it's definitely not my favorite in this grouping. But it is, again, very unique. If you don't have anything like this in your collection and like weird monsters, this one's for you. All right, so next up is Two-Face, and I think this is my favorite one. I think it's really neatly done, and the reason I think I like it the most is because it doesn't necessarily break from character as much. It still looks like Two-Face to me. Obviously, this is more of a monster-like look. You can definitely see the skull here. It looks really creepy, and all of the green looks really good as well. And then as we spin it around, you're going to notice the details of the couch that he's sitting on, or the bench. There's also a skull back here. Let me get you in a little bit tighter here, guys. So that is really cool. And then as we spin it around even more, you're going to notice the couch detail. Nice, you know, this is again fully sculpted, but the artist did a really nice job. Whoever sculpted this, really nice. The side profile here kind of looks like a mobster with a bomb, really cool. And you're going to notice the nice X detail on the front with the grenade, looks really good there. And then of course this face, I mean the face is what sells it all really, but I do want to show you the feet and the arm. And the face is just incredible, it's really cool. Again, something very unique. This is definitely not something that everybody's going to love, but it's definitely unique and you cannot deny that. This is a cool piece. So that's Two-Face. Let me show you Killer Croc next. Alright guys, so here's Killer Croc, and this one's really weird to me, but it's really unique as well because look, I mean, look, it's got a knee pad with a pirate skull on it. It's got this really cool, let me show you the bottom of this hand here. It almost looks like the Sarlacc pit from Return of the Jedi. You're also going to notice nice details here on the legs. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. It's actually got creatures just kind of all throughout this piece. So this looks like maybe like an alligator head. It's also, as we go up the figure, it's got snakes along the arm. And then of course the face is insane. Very unique here. Very unique take on Killer Croc. Also, as you can see, a turtle is his arm. You know, it's right here is really unique as well. Really nice detail. You're also going to notice the toxic sludge that's in the back of his body. It's stuck in there, so that's really different. And then obviously he's got clothes on here in the back. You can also see another kind of open mouth. It almost looks like a sore, but it's you know, again, look at the detail here on the back. Just something really different. You can see the back side of the snake here. The tail does attach on, so I think you can pose it a couple of different ways if you wanted to. Again, there's that mouth and the toxic deal at the top. Nice scaling here as well, nice coloring, nice paint. Let me spin him back around here so you guys can see him a little bit better and get him into focus. All right, now we have him back in focus here. Again, this one is very different and I like it. It's probably maybe my least favorite of the four. I do think it's very creative, however, and again, I tip my hat to the artist. Again, I do want to show you the card that does come with him. I think that's really cool. Let me show you the other ones really fast, just again so you can see it really close up. So you can see what you're getting, kind of like postcard size. There's the bat. It's got the nice logo of the artist, James Groman. And then last but not least, of course, we have Two-Face here. Again, I feel like Two-Face is probably my favorite one of the bunch. But I just really like that they have these cards. I think it's really a neat idea. And again, all of these statues, very unique, very different. Here's the Joker. Show you them kind of all up close together as well. And let me get Batman here, make sure I have him in the photo as well. Kind of move him around just a little bit so you can see kind of the size differences. But this is what it kind of looks like with the whole grouping together. Again, just a really unique take on these iconic DC characters. All right, guys, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this little weird review today. Again, I really want to thank Sideshow Collectibles for making this review possible today. Sideshow is awesome, so thank you very much. This is a really cool line, and again, it's not going to be for everybody. It is something that is unique. It's going to stand out in your collection. It's a collection that if you really want something that, you know, turns some heads, that is not your stereotypical Batman line, this is the line for you, especially if you collect figures, especially if you collect monsters. This is just a really unique line. I don't know if they're going to be doing any more. It probably depends on how popular this line has been, but I'm an art lover. I love art, and so anytime an artist gets to bring his or her art into 3D form, I am all for. I absolutely love it. Again, these are really unique, really interesting, and just really cool. And guess what, guys? I'm going to be giving all 4 of these away to some lucky viewer out there. I will have the details here soon, but these are going to be given away to hopefully, you know, to somebody that's really going to appreciate the uniqueness of these. So, you know, don't enter if you're not going to want them. Definitely enter if you think these are cool and would be cool in your collection. So anyway, thanks again to Sideshow for making this review possible today. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the Batcave.